Let's have a look today at the do's and don'ts of drawing realistic pictures with coloured pencils. These are mistakes that I frequently see people making. And if you can learn these do's or don'ts, it will make a huge difference to your coloured pencil drawings. So I think it's going to be easiest if I go through all of the don'ts to start with, and then we'll go through the do's in a lot more detail. And my first don't is before even the pencil touches the paper, don't select the wrong kind of reference photo. Now, for every drawing that I create, I always work from a reference. I find that this is the best way to create a realistic drawing. But what you don't want to do is select the kind of reference photo that's either very dark, blurry, or from a funny angle. It's just not going to be possible to create a good drawing from this kind of reference. And I'll go through later in the video specifically what I'm looking for in a reference photo. I do take a long time to select reference photos. It is so important. Now, my next don't is also before you put any coloured pencil down on the paper, let's talk about that paper. Don't draw on the wrong kind of paper. I frequently see people trying to create detailed colour pencil drawings on sketch paper or printer paper, and it's not going to be possible to build up the colour in the right kind of way on this paper. It's literally not designed to build up all of the colored pencil that we need to. It is so worth investing in the right kind of paper. In fact, I think the paper is much more important than the pencils. Next up, don't rush your sketch. Getting the proportions right is so important for every realistic drawing. If you create a wonky pizza, you could do absolutely amazing shading. It could look perfect. But if the underlying sketch is wrong, if the proportions are wrong, it's never going to look right, and it's never going to be the beautiful piece it should be. And also, whilst thinking about the sketch, don't create really thick sketch lines. You don't want to be creating your drawing with a sketch like this, where it's so dark it is going to show through at the end. So let's now think about putting some of this pencil down on the paper. But you don't want to just go in really hard with the pencil. It's sometimes tempting to just block colour in one area, but that's going to create a very harsh edge to your coloured pencils, and it's generally going to make the coloured pencils look just really rough. It also won't be possible to blend one colour into another. Thinking of which, you also don't want to be working with blunt coloured pencils. The pencil is so much harder to control when it's blunt, and again, the colour goes down much less consistently. It's often tempting to leave the pencils until they're blunt because you feel like you get more use out of them, but it's no good getting more use out of the pencils if the result isn't very good. And finally, you don't want to rush your drawings. Again, it's tempting when creating a drawing to just want to get it done, get to the end, but using coloured pencils is a slow process. And I do feel like you need to have a reasonable amount of patience. So those are all of the don'ts. Let's now cover what you actually should do, and specifically what I'm looking at and thinking about in each of these situations. Now, before we get into the do's, if you're finding this video helpful and you would like to see more art tips and tricks, do click the subscribe button and the notify bell. So now let's start at the beginning with the reference photo. As I mentioned, I spend a long time selecting the right reference photo, and there's a few things that I'm looking for. First up, I want my reference photo to have really good contrast. I want to have a good amount of lights, midtones, and dark colors. I also want it to be a really lovely and clear photo. I don't want any blurriness because I need to be able to see all of the details that I'm drawing from. And finally, I want the reference photo to be from a good angle. So generally speaking, I think pretty much everything looks best head on. So this pizza, we're obviously looking down on it, but even things like glass, I think looks better head on, and all animals and people. If you draw something from a funny angle, maybe it looks okay in a photo, but I don't tend to find it translates well into a drawing. Next up, you do want to select that right drawing paper. Now, I like drawing on something called Bristol board, particularly a smooth Bristol board. It's a very thick paper. It's almost thick like a card. And on this type of paper, paper, we're going to be able to build up all of the colors and all of the different layers of pencil that we're going to need to. I can't stress enough how important the paper is. From here, I really like taking my time to create an accurate sketch. I need it to be as accurate as possible so that I'm setting myself up well for the rest of the drawing. Now, I like using something called the grid method to create my sketches. This is where you draw a grid on your drawing paper and a grid on your reference photo, and then I just go through and add in what's in each individual square. This kind of stops me from seeing the drawing as a pizza, for example, and helps me see the shapes that are actually here. Now, as I mentioned, I want the sketch outlines to be as light as possible. For this sketch, I'm actually pressing really hard. That's because I'm trying to make sure you can see it on the camera. But in actuality, look at how light this sketch is before I start. You can barely see it, and that's what I'm looking for. Then once I've got all of my materials set up, I'm ready to start drawing. I want to focus on pressing lightly. Colored pencil drawings look best when they're built up in a series of light layers. That enables you to build up the color gradually, mix all of the colors together, and it's generally a very forgiving process. It's very easy to correct something if you make a mistake. So to help me press really nice and lightly, what I do is hold the pencil further back than you might expect. I generally hold the pencil about halfway down the barrel, and that literally stops me from being able to press too hard. I also want to focus on putting down the pencil as smoothly as possible, so I generally build the pencil up in some small circular or oval motions rather than just scribbling back and forth. And as I mentioned, I am always working with a sharp pencil. I use a pencil sharpener called a Swordfish pencil sharpener. This is a hand crank pencil sharpener. I particularly like it because I can change the blade when it gets blunt, but you don't need a pencil sharpener as fancy as this. Anything that creates a really lovely sharp point is what you need. And my final do is you do want to take your time over the drawing. As I mentioned, the drawing is created by building up a series of very light layers, gradually building up the color. And that's not an extremely fast process. To draw this pizza, it took about 6.5 hours, but this is a particularly complicated drawing. I don't think it's possible to bosh out a pizza in an hour. Now, if you do like this pizza drawing and you want to go through it with me in a lot of detail, I do have a full tutorial available on my website. In fact, I have not only this pizza, but loads of other tutorials covering a whole host of different subjects. For each and every one of those tutorials, I include really in-depth instructions, all broken down into manageable chunks. I also include all of the real-time footage, as well as details of all of the colors I'm using, the sketch outlines, both a light sketch outline or a darker sketch outline, depending on if you want to print the sketch straight onto your drawing paper or if you want to trace it. And I include the reference photo. I have some longer, more complicated drawings like this pizza or like this, and I have some much shorter, more beginner-friendly tutorials as well. Do check out the link in the description. So those are the most important do's and don'ts for drawing with colored pencils. I think it's so important to always bear them in mind. If you do the don'ts, you're setting yourself up for failure. Now, don't forget to click subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.